Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell a story, and you might have heard it already. And if you have, just listen to it again. And if you haven't, listen to it because it is very valuable and eye opening. And even if you're not religious, I think it's a really cool story to hear. And I feel like everyone should hear this story at least once in their life, okay? And it's gonna blow your mind, right? So, let me start. There was a bus driver, and he's been a bus driver for many years. He loves his job. He loves his students. This particular day, his students were going on a field trip. About 30 plus students he's driving this day. Okay, so they're all excited, having fun, singing, dancing, chatting, socializing, doing whatever as the bus driver's driving, right? Just like you would on a field trip. It's a fun day. We love it. Very oblivious to what's going on around them, because the bus driver's driving. Why would the kids need to be responsible of figuring out where to go? No, they just need to sit back, relax, and be on their way, right? The bus driver is using a system like Waze or Apple Maps, something like that. And unfortunately, something happened where he missed a turn, and so it had to reroute him, and it rerouted him a way that he had never been before. He's never been this way before. And what it has him doing is going around this turn. And he's already going 60 miles per hour because that was the speed limit. So he's going 60 miles. He's going the speed limit, right? He's going where he's supposed to be going. But it has him doing this last minute, like, super sharp turn. He has no idea what's going to come up after the super sharp turn. I mean, it was around a hill. Like, you couldn't see anything around this turn. So once he's going around this turn 60 miles per hour, as soon as he makes this turn, he's faced with this big gate, this long gate. And he's about 30 feet from it, going 60 miles per hour. He's going through that. He's going to go through that gate. And obviously, as a bus driver with kids in the back, you don't want to go 60 miles per hour through a gate. Whose property is that? That's just, it's not safe. So he has two options. He can either go left on the left road or the right road. But that's also a problem, because on the left, goes straight into a cliff. Hundreds and hundreds of feet down into the dark. If he goes that way, everyone on that bus is dying. Okay, so what about the right? The right leads right into thousands of propane tanks. Just thousands of propane tanks. So if he goes that way, he's exploding the whole bus and everyone on that bus is dying. So his only option is to just drive straight through that gate. Obviously, that won't be a problem. I mean, it won't hurt anyone on the bus. It'll be a little bit of an impact, a little bit of a boom, but it's not going to kill anyone. So he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through the gate. But as he gets closer, he sees that there is a little boy right in front of the gate. So now his options are, he can save this little boy and turn into the cliff, or turn into the propane tanks, save the little boy. But everyone else got to go. Everyone else is going to die. Or he's going to have to sacrifice that little boy so the rest of the students can live. So he goes to the gate. He kills the boy. The boy is instantly killed, struck. The kids are dancing, singing. They don't even realize what just happened. They're still going about their little field trip. And the bus driver just went through this gate. It didn't, it made a dented the bus or something. It wasn't that bad of damage. But that little boy died. And as the bus driver kept driving, tears streamed down his face, because he knew that little boy. That little boy was his son. And the bus driver sacrificed his son. He knew it was his son. He sacrificed his son, his own son, to save the rest of these 30 students of his. This bus driver thought in his own mind, if these kids weren't on my bus, oh my God, I would have went off the cliff. I would have went into the propane tanks. But because these 30 students were with me, that's the only reason I did it. So that's the story. Now let me tell you how the story relates to God. The bus driver is God. The little boy is God's one and only son, Jesus, that he sacrificed. What happened in that story is what happened with God and his one and only son. He sacrificed Jesus so the rest of us could live. God has blessed us with the chance to live on this earth with the ability to put our faith in Jesus Christ. That is all we have to do to make it to eternal life. He saved us by sacrificing his one and only son, who was, by the way, perfect. The only perfect person who has ever walked this earth is Jesus, the one man who never committed sin. Everyone commits sin. Everybody, no matter how hard you try, everyone commits sin. Jesus never committed sin, and his life was sacrificed. He died for us. And it can be hard to process that because a lot of us are terrible people. We have done terrible things. We have thought terrible things. We have wished terrible things on people. Yet we still have someone who saw that, saw all the evil in us, and still was like, no, I don't care. I still love her. I still love him. And I will die for her. I will die for him. Because I want to spend eternal life with him or her. Like, how blessed are we to be loved by someone who thinks like that, who did that for us? And let's be honest. For example, say you have a puppy. Would you take your puppy out into the backyard and shoot him with a shotgun just to save 1,000 other random puppies? I'm going to be an honest human being. No, I would never do that. I would never shoot my own dog to save 1,000 other dogs. I love my dog. And that is, honestly, that's being a human being. It's being selfish. Yes, that is something very selfish that I just said. But that is part of being human. And to think that God was in that same predicament, but obviously like 1,000 times, like way worse than a puppy. Like, no, he sacrificed his perfect human being son. That says a lot about God's character and how much love he has for us, because we are not perfect people. We live in a world with people who are not perfect. We live in a very scary, evil world, and we need to realize how blessed we are to have a chance to connect with Jesus. You've been so blessed to be created. Now make it worth it. Because we're not on this earth for our whole life, but eternally, we will be somewhere our whole life. So really, now is the time to be thankful and reach out to Jesus and thank God. And remember, the goal is to not be Jesus. It's not to be God. It's to be like Jesus, to be Christ-like. Remember that. Let him shine through you.